What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I figured I would let you guys know one of the vehicles that is actually replacing the Jeep and the Duramax. But before we get into that, make sure you smash the like button on this video. Let's get this video to 25 freaking likes. All right, smash that subscribe button down below. Join us on our journey to 5,000 subscribers. I know a lot of you guys are actually genuinely upset that the Jeep is going, but I will explain in this video kind of why I'm over it. I'm over the Jeep at this point and what the new vehicle is to replace the Duramax and the Jeep. Well, at least one of them. Enjoy the freaking intro, guys, and I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, look at that LB7 smoke, baby. Because it's freaking America Day, that's why. Now, before everybody goes all poo-poo pants on me, I want you guys to hear me out with this particular vehicle. It's definitely not a long-term solution, but it is definitely a vehicle that is going to make my channel grow so much more than what you guys are going to realize out the gate. And truthfully, I will explain that, and I know this is nothing special, but it really is going to make my channel grow, and it all depends on this thing running and staying running smooth. We won't be building this car. We'll be doing little kind of maintenance, repairs, odds and ends on this, but we are not modifying this at all. It is definitely not my ideal vehicle to modify at all, but this vehicle does serve a particular purpose. So one of my biggest drawbacks on this channel is every time I get one step ahead, I end up taking 2 steps backwards, which has gone for every single vehicle that I've had on this channel. Just being completely honest, I've struggled with the fact that I'm trying to build daily drivers, and that ideally is not the best case. Yes, you can build your daily driver with the right amount of moolah and it can break and you get it repaired instantly and you have more cars on standby. In my case, we've dealt with the Duramax that has been up and down and up and down and up and down, and we built the Jeep, did the Jeep 100% the way that, you know, we wanted to during the time, and I'm completely for beating the ever-loving piss out of this Jeep, but the problem is we're relying on it being a daily driver. There are many of you guys that can relate to this, okay? Having a daily driver, whether you're building an off-road vehicle or a race car, using it as your daily is not the best thing to necessarily do. So where I would love to thrash this Jeep and take it off-roading and make off-roading content, I can't. The moral of the story, I just can't, because if this Jeep goes down, then, for lack of better terms, I'm fucked. So I sat down and I thought, I'm like, okay, well, easy solution. We need to find a daily driver. Now, those of you probably guessed this, but the vehicle that we are actually bringing onto the channel and is going to be my personal daily driver and one of the replacements for the Jeep and the Duramax is actually sitting right behind me, and it's the freaking Mark IV Jetta. It irks me to have to do this. It really does, because it's such a pride thing where I always wanted to own a diesel truck and I ended up buying my LB7, and I always wanted to own a Jeep and bought the Jeep, and I was like, damn, I am set. I sold my Mark IV GTI pushing 24 pounds of boost, and it 2-stepped, and it was, I mean, it was freaking phenomenal. I also sold my Blah by WRX, which those of you that are like OGs to the channel, I mean, you saw the whole process of that WRX. So I got rid of both of those things in order to buy the Duramax and get the Jeep, right? Woo, juicy. But once we started getting the Duramax to where we were driving it all the time, and we were actually driving this about 2 years ago on the channel, got the Jeep, did everything on the Jeep in one video, which kind of hurt me because I should have done it drug out content related, but I just couldn't. I couldn't because, let's face it, it would look stupid if I lifted it on and it was on stock wheels still, or if I couldn't put the wheels on without the lift. So everything just kind of had to coincide together, and we were like forced to rush to build the Jeep. We got everything all at one time because otherwise it would have just looked stupid. So basically, the Jeep was running okay. The Jeep is fine. The Jeep still runs perfectly right now as it sits. I am playing with fire because I spend a lot of money on fuel a month. I literally spend about $500 on fuel a month and driving the Jeep back and forth to work. And then my wife drives back and forth to work as well in the Jeep. So we're spending a lot of money on something that looks cool, is great, but it's meant to be off-road. And I part of my biggest thing is, like, we built this to go off-roading. I would much rather somebody buy it or trade it in and have somebody buy it from a lot that is actually going to use it for its purpose. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people upset that, one, we're getting rid of the Duramax, but in all reality, other than putting the 5-inch straight pipe on the Duramax, we really haven't had the opportunity to lift the Duramax, put nice wheels and tires on the Duramax. We haven't had the opportunity to really do something because the Duramax has just become a money pit. So I'm not really losing anything content-wise, and I want you guys to understand that content-wise with the Duramax, other than doing the straight pipe video, we really haven't had any content out of the Duramax. So I've had it for over 2 years now, and with all the hiccups and headaches, I haven't been able to do what I want to do. And it's the same way with the Jeep. The Jeep, I would love to take it off-roading, but like I said in the beginning of the video, I can't because if something breaks or something happens, that's our daily driver at the moment. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, well, why don't you just keep the Jeep and fix this, get rid of the truck, and daily it? So here's the thing. I want something that is going to cut my monthly payments down considerably. I do have a loan out on both the Jeep and the Duramax. So ultimately, what I'm really looking to do, and this is where this thing comes into play so huge, all right? I can get a really, really nice vehicle, have one monthly payment, and it be less than the truck and the Jeep. And I'm not gonna throw out numbers as to what I pay per month on the truck and the Jeep, but I can get myself something really, really nice, and my interest rate on both of these vehicles is super low to begin with. It has everything to do with, listen, I can cut my monthly payments down, which is going to open up the doors to buying new projects, being able to complete the Camaro build, being able to buy another project and completely go through content-wise of doing another budget build, whether it's getting something like an IDI or anything like that, we can go through and we can do those things because I'm freed up so much money from not only fuel, but also the monthly payments. This thing is paid off. I paid cash for this almost 3 years ago. The only thing I'm gonna have to pay per month on this is like $35 in insurance and the fuel. And I can tell you right now, the fuel that I'm gonna use in this thing in comparison to the Jeep is not even comparable. So even if you pocket $400, if it costs me $100 a month to drive this thing back and forth to work, I'm pocketing $400 a month just off of driving this thing in comparison to the Jeep or even the Duramax. So that's where, like, with the new vehicle, and you guys are going to love the new vehicle that is going to be replacing both of these, and trust me, it's going to be 100% worth it in the end. I know some of you guys are still not going to understand what I mean by this, and trust me, it hurts me to get rid of both of them, but financially and for the growth of my channel, it makes the most amount, of sense. It really does. It makes the most amount of sense to be able to buy something else, do another build. You guys can see the process of all of that. It creates more content for me, and truthfully, I will be so much happier and better off doing it.
I know it's going to be tough for you guys to understand, but it makes the most sense right now. And honestly, this thing is going to help me out so freaking much. You guys do not understand, and I know there's going to be a lot of upset people, and trust me, I am just as upset, but the overall growth of the channel and things that we're going to build on this channel are going to overpower having this Jeep and having a clapped out LB7 Duramax. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give the video a big thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and by the way, the new vehicle that is coming onto the channel is actually a